The Antichrist and the mark of the beast. What I see from my perspective. So I'm always being asked this question, what are my thoughts on the Antichrist and the mark of the beast? So let's get into it. So I have done several videos on the Antichrist before, so my perspective of the Antichrist does differ from the biblical version. So I believe that the Antichrist is a type of energy and a system, and the mark of the beast hooks people up to that Antichrist system. So I believe that there are multiple people on this earth who are carriers of the Antichrist energy. And I also believe that there's some decoys as well, people who you will think is the Antichrist in order to distract you from the real people who hold the Antichrist energy. So I have seen that there are several people on the world stage who are carriers of the Antichrist energy. Now, when I say carriers of the Antichrist energy, some are born with it and some are willingly possessed with it through rituals. And when I talk about the Antichrist being a type of system as well, I believe this system to be transhumanism, types of nanotechnology, and the mark of the beast will essentially hook people to this beast system. So the beast system, I guess, if you think about the Matrix, I see the beast system as being something like the Matrix. So essentially like a timeline that these elites want humanity to be on. So now we all know about the New World Order, right? But what if, and this is just theoretically I'm talking, I am someone who questions everything. I am very neutral to everything that happens in the world. I am never on a side of anything. I always just take a step back and observe. I never get emotionally attached to anything that's going on in the world. But what if the New World Order that we all know of, what if that is a decoy similar to what they've done with the Antichrist? See, the dark side is very powerful, it's very intelligent. So all of these New World Order plans have been laid out there for us all to see. Now, I'm not saying that these things aren't happening, okay? However, what if all of these things are being exposed by key players in the Antichrist system to get people to trust them so that they can then lead them down to the real New World Order? Theoretically, but I would like to know what people's thoughts are on that, because I hear so many people saying that it's all over, we've already won. Now, I wholeheartedly believe that we are going to live in a better world in the long run, but I don't feel that things are over yet. I'm not seeing any evidence of that in terms of the work that I deal with. And I am fully aware of how intelligent and powerful the dark side actually is. So to me, it would make sense for them to have a decoy out there, and something in my discernment is screaming to me right now that things are not as they may seem. For the past few months, I've been consistently getting a message through that a great deception is unfolding. And the message that I've consistently received is there will be many false Christs and false prophets that will arise, and they will perform great miracles and wonders in order to mislead the masses. And I want you to think about someone in particular who is advocating for transhumanism, i.e. the richest man in the world. I'm not going to say his name here because anytime I do, I get censored, shadow banned, or videos taken off. But I think you guys can guess who I'm talking about. Now, I have read his energy, and his energy is very hard to read. He has a black magic shield over his energy. It took me some time to get an accurate read on him, but I did get an accurate read on him. And what I seen was he comes from the direct line of fallen angelics. He is a carrier of the Antichrist energy and a key player who will be responsible for attempting to lead the masses towards transhumanism. Mark of the beast could be brain chips as well, hooking people up to this beast system type matrix. He's bringing out a lot of things like med beds and things like that, which I am highly skeptical of. Maybe these things will do you good on a physical level, but what are they going to do to you on a spiritual and a soul level? And the thing is, they always market these things under the guise of the good of our health. he is already promoting brain chips. And now when I've looked into advanced technology that they've got and what they can do with that technology, and something that I've seen is transferring of consciousness, and that is how they do that. Transferring of consciousness can be done via brain chips. I don't see these being positive at all, but they will market it in a way in which it is. So if theoretically the New World Order that we all know about was a decoy, all right, then what they have done is actually very, very smart, because what they have done is they have got a whole load of people who are in the truther community to now follow them because they are exposing the decoy New World Order. Now, I am not saying I'm right here. This is just the thoughts that goes round my head. This is just the things that my discernment is running through. And I'm interested to hear what other people's thoughts are. But one thing that I am sure of is the read that I got on this person's energy. And I've spoken up about him many times on my channel. Now, I have always been able to foresee timelines, and I've spoke about the timelines that I foresee before. So there's 2 timelines, and this is why when people say, you know, it's over, it's all done, I can still see those 2 same timelines playing out. So I don't feel like it's over, although I can't stress enough, the light will prevail. We will all end up living a better world in the long run. However, discernment is key right now, because everything that is unfolding on the world stage, I see as having the potential to mislead a lot of people down this other timeline that I see, the timeline of transhumanism, or there's the other timeline, the timeline of peace, love, equality for all. And when it comes to the Antichrist, so I do see another person who's a carrier of the Antichrist energy coming into the public eye. I do feel this person will be from the Middle East. I have named other people that I've seen on the world stage in previous videos as well. Some definitely are quite well-known public figures. But the main one that I've spoke about today, the richest man in the world, when I read his energy, I seen how he was conceived and brought into this world, and he was brought into this world via a satanic ritual, with the sole purpose of being a key player in the Antichrist system. And so many people love him. Like, I see it, I see the amount of love and support that he gets. And I understand it, because he is incredibly hard to read. As I've said, it took me a long time to get an accurate read on him. He is most definitely someone that has major potential to mislead the masses. And the decoy makes a lot of sense, a decoy New World Order, because if you think about how psychological manipulation works, okay, think about the police force, for example, when they use good cop and bad cop, right? And the tactics that they use to break people down. You only have to look at the past, 4 years with what's been going on in the world, the pandemic, the psychological manipulation that they were using against people. As someone who practices hypnosis, I was looking and watching as they were using subliminal message, hypnosis, and mind control on the masses. Now, obviously, what I'm saying today is not 100%, it's just my perspective and what I'm sharing. But I would be really interested to know if anyone else feels like I do right now, that something just isn't quite right. Again, I can't stress enough, do not have any fear. Stand in your power. The light will most definitely prevail. But yeah, let me know if anyone feels the same way as I do.